God, how long have we been in here?
I don't know, man. At least 2 Godzilla things have come out since we've been in here.
We gotta leave at some point. My G Fuel subscription ran out 12 days ago, and we have nothing to eat.
Okay, fine. We'll take a look outside.
Oh my God! There's another room out here!
Yeah, and it actually seems kind of safe. I thought there was something here you had to worry about. Oh God, it's a zombie! Ah!
Hey, the name's Dino Scampoli. And hey, I ain't no zombie either.
Dino Scampoli? The gangster?
Wait, I know that name. You're that gangster that lives up in the hills, right?
And didn't you recently launch a pharmaceutical company?
You are both correct.
But why were you a zombie 3 months ago?
Well, I was at my pharmaceutical company and I decided to take a lunch break, but unfortunately, a terrible accident happened.
So the accident at the pharmaceutical company made you into a zombie?
Well, actually no, someone tainted my corned beef sandwich.
Oh.
And I can make guns with my fingers.
Whoa, 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 cool it, cool it.
Hey, don't worry, it ain't loaded yet.
Okay, wait. That doesn't change the fact that you murdered my friend in that graveyard.
Hey, don't worry, he's in the hospital. He's being treated for death, so he'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was nice seeing yous around. See yous next times.
Well, that was something.
You know, I've been in that closet with you for like 3 months and you've invaded my show before, but I don't know your name.
My name is James Johns, but you can call me Jimmy.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Jimmy Johns.
Shouldn't you have a beard?
No.
Wait, we've been in that closet for 3 months. I gotta go see my family.
I have to make a review! Okay, Lupin III. It's a pretty big deal. Arguably the most well-known Lupin media was 1979's Lupin III and the Castle of Cagliostro. It was not only a good film in its own right, but it did many things. Probably the biggest thing it did was launch Hayao Miyazaki's career. He founded a little company called Studio Ghibli. Castle of Cagliostro also made a huge impact on the animation scene. Its influence reaches from places like Cowboy Bebop, Akira, and even Cars. Steven Spielberg, yes, that's Steven Spielberg, has been credited saying Castle of Cagliostro is one of the best adventure films of all time. But sadly for us, we're taking a look at the movie that came after that. But first, a little history. This is going to be a long one. So on August 10th, 1967, manga artist Kazuhito Kato, under the pen name Monkey Punch, released the Lupin III manga. Fast forward to the year 1971, where the anime series Lupin III, later to be known as Lupin III Part 1, came out. This was spearheaded mostly by Hayao Miyazaki. You know, he's not that important. He just went on to found, Studio Ghibli. The series follows Master Gentleman Thief Lupin III with his friends who go around the world stealing stuff. Characters include Lupin III, also Gentleman Thief, great-grandson of Arsène Lupin.
Are you coming?
Practically.
Jigen, Lupin's best friend with a fast draw who can shoot anything.
What the? Where did my hand go?
Your hand?
Goemon, a samurai whose sword can cut through anything.
The moon is too bright for my liking.
Fujiko, Lupin's on and off lover who uses her beauty to get the best of her situations.
Why on earth would I want my children to look like Curious George?
And Inspector Zenigata, an Interpol agent who's made it his life goal to capture Lupin. That's staying in.
Don't move! What the?
Sadly, however, the Lupin III Part 1 series didn't do that well, and it was canned after only 23 episodes. But almost miraculously, through television reruns, Lupin III Part 1 gained a lot of popularity, and in 1977, a Part 2 series was issued along with the first movie, Not You! Lupin III and the Mystery of Memo. Both of these adaptations were... They were what? Received well and made money. Good. So, of course, another movie was planned. So, in 1979, we got Lupin III and the Castle of Cagliostro, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. This film was... it was received well like Part 2 and Memo, right? Was not as received well as Part 2 and Memo.
Damn it.
So, after the surprising disappointment of Castle of Cagliostro, and a good cry, writer-director Hayao Miyazaki stepped away from the Lupin III scene to direct his own movie, Nausicaa the Valley of the Winds, which was released in 1984. That was a success, and after the Castle of Cagliostro accumulating a modest cult following, the producers at TMS behind the Lupin series asked Miyazaki to make another Lupin movie. Miyazaki, however, turned down the role, mostly because he wasn't interested in exploring Lupin, and, well, he just had other things to do. However, Mamoru Oshii, who was fresh off the anime comedy Yurusei Yatsura, was in Miyazaki's office and was then recommended by Miyazaki. Oshii, who would later go on to direct other anime classics like Ghost in the Shell, went on to direct the third feature-length Lupin III animated film, Lupin III and Legend of the Golden Babylon. But as Oshii and his team started working on the new Lupin movie, things were getting a little complicated. While traditional Lupin III stories call for globe-trotting adventures and enjoyable character interactions, Oshii's version of Babylon seemed a lot more psychological in nature. The original plot of Babylon originally centered around an insane architect who would build a massive Tower of Babel in the heart of Tokyo, but then he would presumably jump to his death. Lupin, however, would pretty much be absent from the entire movie, but he would still have a presence throughout the film. Lupin's target for this movie was to be an angel fossil that was presumably in the Tower of Babel, but along the way Lupin would discover a strange little girl rumored to be the architect's granddaughter. It would then be revealed by Fujiko, who would mostly be working away from the major gang, would reveal that the little girl is not in fact the architect's granddaughter, but an angel who hates humans. So at the end of the movie, when everyone somehow meets together, they find out that the angel fossil is actually made up of plutonium. And the other biggest thing that would have happened in this movie is Lupin would have pulled the biggest fourth wall break in all of cinema. Lupin basically would have realized he is fiction and would have blown up Tokyo with the plutonium fossil. And Lupin would steal fiction. Okay, so probably this happened. Lupin would have realized he's fictional, therefore everything he knows isn't real, and he was blown up everything because nothing matters anymore. So the movie would pretty much end with Lupin ceasing to exist. This idea, of course, was deemed too complicated for a normal Lupin story, and when Oshii had no other ideas to present, he was promptly kicked off the committee. A lot of these ideas actually found purpose in other Oshii movies, like the little girl in the angel fossil having a major role in his movie Angel's Egg. Okay, that was a lot to take in. Who's ready to talk about a really dumb, silly movie? Let's just start with... So pretty much nothing I mentioned in that last chapter has any bearing on the actual movie we have here. This is pretty much your average Lupin III story. In Lupin's latest job, he decides to tackle the myth of Babylon and its massive amounts of gold, taking his gang along for the ride. But along the way, he also has to contend with mafia kingpins Marciano and Kowalski, along with a newly formed female task force formed by Lupin's Interpol Inspector Foil Zenigata. You see how easy that was to explain? Take a hike, Oshi. But with all that out of the way, take my hand, my dear dinkies, and let me introduce you to the world of Lupin III.
Come now.
But first, let's start with something small. Let's start with one of the big things, and probably the biggest things that make people watch Lupin over and over again, is the interaction between the main characters. I know we kind of already went over the characters, but it wouldn't be a for your consideration episode without a segment for characters now, would it? Of course, we have Lupin III in this movie, and he's a little different in this, actually. Lupin is like full Looney Tunes in this movie. He's like gone totally bonkers in this movie.
It just so happens, Lupin, that my hearing is 20/20.
I think you're hearing things, Pops. Hey, knock it off. You can't catch me, Pops.
Oh. What are you doing? Knock it off. You're not going to make a monkey out of me.
The other characters are pretty much the same. They're the same in almost every single iteration of Lupin. Jigen is always cool and collected and is always a badass. Goemon is a man of few words, and he's always got that sword.
Okay, go! Did you just botch it, Goemon?
No, not at all.
Wow, that was too close, Goemon.
Fujiko is a shameless whore.
Hey, Fujiko, get away from him! Don't wrap yourself around him!
Looks like she's hit on some big-time Kuwaiti millionaire, Lupin. I'm guessing she's gonna travel all over the world on that cruise ship with that millionaire and get the treasure off her hands, you know?
Yeah, you're probably right.
And Zenigata is as bumbling as ever.
Commissioner, listen here. You have to assign me a team for the sole purpose of apprehending and arresting Lupin.
What foods don't you like? Octopus. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of going to Paris for escargot. How about a word for Inspector Zenigata? Neener, neener.
Oh, why, you Lupin?
Neener, neener.
How dare you make fun of me, Lupin?
Neener, neener.
Why, you little... Zenigata!
But of course, in this movie, we have our own set of villains and allies. We have the mafia duo Marciano and Kowalski.
Why is that long-armed ape still alive? Shouldn't he have been dead a long time ago, Kowalski?
Don't worry about it, Junior. I'll make sure he's taken care of. Before the morning, don't you worry about it.
How you gonna do it?
You tell me, do you prefer that I float him or sink him in the Hudson River? Huh?
You can float him, and I think I'll drink a toast with my girlfriend as we look out over the river.
Okay, I'll float him today at noon.
Now this is a movie I can get behind.
What are you doing here? Take a seat. Marciano is more of like the head henchman. Kowalski is like the guy who keeps all the troops in line. I mean, just look at those shoulders. I'd be afraid of him too. And Marciano, well, he's just kind of a sad man in general, if I'm being honest.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! I won't give it up. I won't give it up to anyone. Mommy.
And Zenigata also has some new allies as well.
Entry number 9. From the U.S., Miss Caramel. Entry number 11 from China, Miss Jinyo. Entry number 35 from the USSR, Miss Sexkina. And now introducing entry number 41 from Kenya, Miss Saranda.
Entry number 26 from Italy, Miss Lasagna.
Now, you probably noticed something about their names and overall character.
Ooh, I know what it is. They're all stereotypes that they don't age well, but we still laugh at them because we're all simple-minded.
Yes. So, the look of this movie can be really inconsistent sometimes. Like, sometimes it can look really bad.
Peek-a-boo!
Lupin, get back here!
But sometimes it can look pretty good.
Jigen, there'll be nothing left of you but bones.
I don't really know why this movie looks so inconsistent. We have good animators working on this, but I think we can blame one man. This guy, Seijun Suzuki. Oh, that isn't him. This guy. This is Seijun Suzuki. Seijun Suzuki is most known for his Japanese gangster films like Tokyo Drifter and Branded to Kill, which, by the way, is a great name.
Now this is a man that I can get behind.
His films are usually known for having a very distinct visual style. So, why does Seijun Suzuki matter in all this? At the time of Babylon's release, it was actually really popular to attach a notable live-action director to your animated film. So they brought him on, I guess, and they tried to carry across his visual style to the animated film. But did they succeed? I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen a couple of Seijun Suzuki's films, and I don't know the answer. Okay, let's talk about something else. How about the music? The music was done by Japanese jazz composer Yuji Ohno, who usually collaborates with the Lupin 3rd series all the time. It is a very different sound than what the Lupin series is usually used to, but it really works for this kind of movie. So one of the reasons why I really love this movie is probably because it's the silliest Lupin movie there is. There is a lot of dumb stuff in this movie, and it can probably be explained by the direction the series was taking at the time. Babylon came out in July of 1985, and that was towards the end of Lupin 3rd Part 3, which was ending in December of 85. Part 3, or the Pink Jacket series, was mostly regarded as a series that threw all logic out the window.
おいルパンなんて手使うんだバーローそんなのを信じろっていうのかさっさとたけ痛いなあまただ
Because part 1 and 2 were definitely based in the real world where everything was real and it was never weird ever.
レッドアイガン弾長50ミリ鉄板でも撃ち抜くぜ前方70メートルよしどうか知ってるぜアンチショー
What about these two? I assume they look familiar too.
You again. Goemon, what do you... Hey, go! Holy crossdresser.
Just as I thought.
But regardless, Babylon is a crazy freaking movie. Examples include this Looney Tune bit.
What the? This'll be a blast.
Got it!
My favorite part of the movie.
How about a word for Inspector Zenigata? Neener,
Oh, why, you Lupin?
Neener, neener.
How dare you make fun of me, Lupin?
Neener.
Why, you little... Zenigata!
And Lupin being bald. And there are a lot more silly things in this movie, but you should really watch it for yourself. It really adds to the watchability factor. Trust me, it's good. All this wackiness isn't really a bad thing, though. This movie is clearly not taking itself seriously, and it never does, and neither should you. This movie is pretty much just telling you to cut down all your expectations and just enjoy yourself. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really enjoy this movie despite all of its weirdness. But at its core, it's a silly, wacky movie that knows what it is and is always that. Is it a good movie? I will let you be the judge. But I am going to give this movie a C+, because it's silly, dumb, and I love it. You know, for the longest time, this movie wasn't widely available, but thanks to my boys at Discotech, we got this sweet new Blu-ray with an all-new English dub. You can also find this movie on various streaming services like Retro Crush, Tubi, and on YouTube, all dubbed, of course. And also, watch the dub. It improves everything and makes everything so much better. But yeah, this is a great movie. Everyone should watch it, and I have nothing more to say. Now, if you excuse me, I've been in a closet for a couple of months, and I really need to get some fresh air. You know, I couldn't have chosen a better movie to use as a comeback.
My family's dead.
Oh, hey, Jimmy. Sorry to hear about that. What are you doing here?
I just wanted to ask you something. Are we gonna keep doing this?
Well, yeah. Of course I want to do it. I love doing this. I'm gonna do it for as long as I can.
Well, that's good. I just want to ask one thing. did you plan any of this out?
I'll let you in on a little secret, Jimmy. I don't plan anything out, ever.
Shoot! This is a laptop. We'll see him again.
It's good to be back.
You son of a gun! You left me at the graveyard! Come on!
Wait a minute, shouldn't you have a beard?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, now that they're gone, looks like I can finally start some jobs. Let's see what's on the market. Whoa, that guy? Well, easy money.